Hey guys, it's Average Gamer here, back with another video, and this video is a review of the AtGames Legends Pinball. If you like that kind of stuff, definitely, that thing down below, hit that, subscribe. With that being said, let's get into the video right after this. So, I had the AtGames Legends Pinball for the last few days, and I put it through the ringer to see what it can do and see whether or not you, the consumer, should pay for it. And yeah, let's just say I was pleasantly surprised by this unit. Okay? Like, I knew it was gonna be good. I had a good feeling about it. But damn it, AtGames, you did it again. Surprise a bastard. That's not hard. I mean, that's hard to do these days for me. So let's say this. So you got a 32-inch playfield, and that's the main event of the whole party. It is stunning at 1080p. If it has 22 built-in godly games, and you can purchase right now to run optimize on your unit Zachariah tables, 105 of them. That's nothing to sneeze at. Now, if you played the godly tables on the ALU or the Gamer Pro or the Gamer Mini, you may be like, yeah, I don't want to really play those. I don't like them so. But playing them on the Legends Pinball is like night and day. They're playing at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and it's awesome. Now, there is a slight delay in terms of the haptic feedback when you're playing them. Does that ruin the experience? Not so much. It just plays very well. It plays faster than it did on the ALU or the Gamer Pro. It's very nice. But the game changer, the creme de la creme, the granddaddy, the grand poobah, is the Zachariah tables. Now, these Zachariah tables have been optimized to be played on this bad boy. Now, I'm familiar with the Zachariah tables because I played them on Steam. I played them on the Gamer Pro. And they're both pleasant. But it's just different when you're playing it on the Legends Pinball. Because it feels right at home. It feels like you're playing a pinball game on a machine. Now, not all of them are gems, but there's a big majority of games that you really would like. And there's games for all people, whether you're old school or you like the newer, like Zen Studio games. It's a little bit for everybody, so you definitely would like it. And it's only going to get better because they're going to be coming out with the deluxe tables, and when that comes out, I don't even know. I might just shit my pants, literally. No, I mean literally. Well, with that being said, the feedback on the Zachariah tables are next level. There's no kind of delay. It just feels right, and it feels optimized. It's kind of weird how those feel better than the ones that are built in. When you get these tables, you have to install them on a USB, plug them in, but it runs natively. You're not streaming these things. So, with that being said, I think the sky's the limit for this thing. If they can get those tables running on a USB, what else can they do? Right? Right. So there's that. It's really nice. It's just awesome. Now, The plunger works with the Zachariah tables. Everything just works seamlessly. Like, it's just meant to be there, right? Now, I will tell you this. I was the first one to say, when this table was announced and we started seeing floating around, that the back glass is too small. Well, it's different when you're playing. Because when you're playing, you're so immersed in the game, you're not staring at the back glass, you're looking at that playfield, which is beautiful at that 32-inch 1080p, by the way. It just looks gorgeous. And again, you do glance up to look at that, but you glance and then you go down. You're just looking for your scores, or if there's a mini game on there. So there's that. I will say, when you're looking at the score, especially on the Godly tables, they seem so small you can't really tell. I hope they fix that with a firmware update and get that optimized. Or better yet, give us a DMD. You hear me, AtGames? You hear me? Anyway, I really don't think the back glass is a big issue. Imaging, yes. Work on that. Now, what else do we have? The speakers. Again, I was like, oh, those are too small. 3-watt speakers. That's not going to be good.
The best games
surprisingly, those bad boys pack a punch. They sound awesome. And again, you can always upgrade them.
Definitely think that this is
There's nothing to it, but they do sound pretty good. Haptic feedback again on the Zachariah tables. They're awesome. Not so much on the Godly tables, but was told in about a firmware or two that those should be optimized and fixed, and there's that. I would probably still do an upgrade to them just to get a little bit more kick to it. And you know, that's pretty much on that end. Now, the artwork, I wasn't a fan of it when I saw images on the website or when I was seeing it through the internet. I just was like, yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of that. Surprisingly, in person, it does look a lot better. This thing is sturdy and built like a tank. One other thing that I quite love is the black lockdown bar and framing of this unit. I thought that I wanted chrome or some silver, but once you see that bad boy, it makes it look so nice because it makes it look almost bezel-less. You're not focused on a different color. It blends in so well, it just looks so seamless. Now, I do wish that they matched the legs to it. It seems kind of off with the two different colors. And then on top of that, the plunger is gold. Like, why can't we just get a uniform color scheme, guys? Why? Work on that. I mean, the plunger isn't cheap. It feels very, like a genuine pinball and premium. And everything from this unit pretty much feels premium. Nothing on it feels like it's cheaply made. Like, the wood is heavy. The packaging was awesome. I didn't even have a scratch on it. This thing's built like a tank, and I love that thing. And this really cool feature is that tempered glass. During the filming of the review, I dropped my phone face flat on that glass. It could have broke, or it could have scratched it if it was a plexiglass. But that bad boy said, "Nah, you're okay," and it seemed like nothing happened. And this is just a surface of this thing, and I'm like, wow. When I get a PC hooked up to it and add a DMD screen, it's really going to be a Hummer. So, you have the ability to play FX tables, Pinball FX, Future Pinball, and Visual Pinball. It's seamless. But with just the built-in tables, I am ecstatic. I'm very happy with my purchase. Now, those were all the positive things. Are there negatives? I'd be lying and saying that it wasn't. So here's the negatives. One, we know it's from AtGames. We know it's a Legends Pinball. We don't need so many labels. So I think the one underneath the back glass we could deal without, or the marquee. We don't really need that. I know. I mean, it does bring an aesthetic look to it, but we really don't need it. So there's that. A thing that I find a little bit is that it feels a little bit narrow. I wish it was the width of the Gamer Pro. I think that is the perfect width for pinball. There's that. But the major thing that I had an issue with was the UI. It doesn't feel very intuitive. The reason why I say that is because certain buttons do certain things in certain menus or pages and then doesn't do it on the other. i.e. the exit button is not exit all the time. Sometimes it's select, and sometimes start isn't always start. You get it? Like I just wish it was uniform throughout. That's my biggest gripe. But all those things, like that personally, that and the haptic feedback, those are things that they can address with a UI. That's the beautiful thing about this. UI with a firmware update. That's the beautiful thing about this. It is connected. So anytime there's a problem like that, they can always address it with a firmware update, which is cool. But I'm very satisfied with my purchase. If I had to do it all over again, I'd buy this. So I think if you were in the market to get a pinball table, I would highly recommend looking at AtGames for your purchase. I don't think you will be upset with that. I think you'll be very satisfied with that purchase. So guys, a lot of you guys are getting this in the next couple of days, and there's a lot of people out there that's looking. So it's exciting times these days. Look out for future videos of me doing some modifications to the table, artwork, getting a PC hooked up to it to play Pinball Emporium, and that's just to name a few. If you like this kind of content, definitely give us a thumbs up on the way out. Give us a comment. Tell us what we can do to better the experience on the channel. And while you're there, since you lasted this long, you should definitely subscribe to the channel. Help us grow. It really does a lot for the channel. Anyway guys, thank you for stopping by. And as always guys, keep gaming. And I'll see you on the next one.